This square is going to bring up for the collective is, are you moving in the direction of your dreams? Listening to your soul, releasing perfectionism and having to get it right and do it like everybody else has, and going forth with the little information that you have or the bits of information that continue to flow in as you take your steps. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast, where practical spirituality meets real life. Hi, I'm your host, She Tells Story. I'm a psychic medium, grief support counselor, professional astrologer, and a human design reader, and of course, a law of attraction master coach. With my unique blend of spiritual and practical tools, I am here to help you align with your soul-led purpose and ignite a life that sets your soul on fire. In this podcast, we are going to explore the principles of energy, astrology, spirituality, and psychology to help you heal your grief and create an aligned life and business from the inside out. Whether you are looking to deepen your intuition, understand your cosmic design, or transform your business, this podcast is for you. Join me each week for insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will guide you on your journey to living your very best life. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at She Tells Story or wherever you listen to this podcast. Let's dive in and start this transformative journey together. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Astro forecast for the week of June 9th through to the 15th. This is a busy week of transits. We start out the week on Monday, June 9th in a second quarter phase of the moon. So the moon is building light. This is a week of fast transits. We are not fast transits, but fast energy. We are in a building phase. This is if you're in launch as an entrepreneur, if you're putting something out into the world, if you're getting stuff done in your world, this is good energy for getting those things done. And we start out the week on a second quarter moon phase in Scorpio. Scorpio is about the depths of why we do what we do. What are the patterns underneath? What's the mental health like? So this is good for research, for diving deep, for therapy. This is a week that's going to expose patterns in your life that are continuing to show up through reflection out into the world. An example of this is I just received an email from one of the teachers. I've learned human design from many brilliant, actually, women. And one of the women that I've learned business coaching from, so business human design coaching, she's releasing a new book. Actually, I know it's interesting because I know 3 mentors that are releasing books right now into the world. So this is just one of them. And she was talking about how in her email of how she has been like backstabbed so deeply by people who have taken her work and masqueraded it as their own. And she has had to go after them, with the lawyer. She's had to, it's one after people in her community, people who've worked for her, other people who've learned from her. And I'm thinking in this email, like, where's the root of this? If it continues to show up in your life time and time and time again, you can think that, the world is out to get me. Or you could sit into the pattern and go, where was the earliest time that I felt betrayed? That someone used something that I gave them against me? Where did that come up in my life? And dig up that root, because that root is continuing to act as a magnet in her life. And so that is a pull that continues to show up until she can heal that root, right? She thinks it's external. And in the email, it was very obvious that she's like, the lesson in this is for me to rise up and create my own information and put things out into the world, because she's been stifling her brilliance. She has like numerous books out, and this was another book has come out, and she's got another book releasing in 6 months' time. Like, she's got such brilliance in the way that she does business and human design, and 100% does not understand the magnet at the root of this. And it's interesting, life is going to continue to hand her experiences that are going to continue to reflect that back to her until she heals the root of it, right? So you think this is happening to her. It's not. It's happening for her because there's something within her that needs to be healed for this lesson to keep coming up again. Why does she have to continue to reclaim that this is my information, this is my brilliance, and having to show it time and time again, like the lesson hasn't been learned. So something deeper has to happen. This is the theme, the flavor for this week. So on Monday, June 9th, we have Mercury square to Saturn. And these are two cardinal signs. So Mercury is in Cancer and Saturn is in Aries. So that when we have these two cardinal signs in a square, meaning there's like a tension or a challenge happening here, these are parts of us that are trying to get started, very major parts that are wanting to show up in the world, but are feeling at odds with each other. So Mercury is the mind and Saturn is responsibility. So our mental energy feels heavy today and communication may feel blocked or misunderstood. This is a time to be patient and not take things personally. Ooh, can you see that Scorpio moon coming up again? If you're feeling discouraged, know that clarity will come with time. Refine your message, build resilience, focus on what matters. So this is a day to be really clear in your communication. Saturn and Aries can be authoritative figures, bosses, mentors that have power in your life that are coming in and saying, you did this wrong. And you were speaking with your heart. You were speaking. Cancer is the innermost wisdom, the innermost softest part of you. You were speaking from your soul and someone misunderstood you or took those words and like put it back on you like you did something. So this is about being responsible for what you say and then also being responsible to make sure that the message has been received. And if you're feeling your intuition is high with Mercury and Cancer, so if you're feeling something is off, ask for clarity. Ask for, did you understand? Active listening, right? What did you hear me say? I feel like something didn't quite get received there. Can you share with me what you're thinking, right? You can nip it in the bud right away. If you wait, it's going to come back. Also on Monday, we have Venus square to Pluto. Retrograde in Aquarius. So Venus is in Taurus, which is a fixed sign. It's earth, it's loving, it wants to just be and relax and indulge in life. And Pluto is saying, no, you need to use your resources wisely to help the collective. Where are you not using your resources to really follow your dreams and help humanity? So this intense energy can bring about transformation. I love that word in spiritual and personal development spaces, because transformation means that something has to die for something new to be born, right? If you think about a butterfly, it liquefies in the cocoon. So this energy is asking you to release something that's no longer serving you because you are not getting what you want. It's not in alignment with your true values. Venus rules values. So transformation around love, money, and personal values. You may be asked to face what's beneath the surface. You see that Scorpio moon coming in here. What needs to change to truly feel safe and empowered now? So ask yourself, what needs to really change in your life? What are you continuing to do that's harming you? And where is that rooted? Right? If you're eating not well, if you're not moving your body, if you're continuing to think hard thoughts about yourself and other people, right? Break free from toxic patterns and transform your relationship with self-worth. Ooh, this is good. This is setting you up for the full moon that's coming up. Then on Monday as well, super busy week. We have 4 transits on Monday. We have Jupiter moving into Cancer. So Jupiter spends about a year in each sign, and he'll spend about a year in Cancer. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, optimism, and good luck. So this is big energetic shift. It's one of the outer planets, and it moves from in like this. It's moving out of Gemini, which is about communication. It's fast moving. It wants to talk. It wants to advance things. It really wants to have community and connection to Cancer. Cancer is about depth, emotional and intuitive expansion. Growth comes through connection, family, inner foundations, creativity, nurturing what feels sacred. This is also about expanding the home, feeling good in the home. Jupiter might make you want to redecorate your home. This is going to be really good for all the designers out there. Everyone who helps beautify your home, this is a great energy for this. And Jupiter makes its round through the zodiac every 12 years. So Jupiter wasn't in Cancer until about 12 years ago or so. So look back and see, when was Jupiter in Cancer 12 years ago? What were you doing at that time? This is a big energetic shift in emotional, intuitive expansion. Growth comes through connection, family, so that you'll be drawn to making your inner life and your home and your personal world more abundant, more you, more safe. This can also bring an awareness about your money. because money is what keeps you safe in your inner world as well. So this could be a time now to shore up your financial foundations, or maybe change homes, or renovate your home, downsize your home, upsize your home. There's a focus on home with this. Emotional growth, spiritual nourishment, home and family expansion. And then also on Monday, there's, one, two, three, four. Yeah, four transits for Monday. Mercury is square to Neptune. So Mercury, which is your mind, thought processing, right? We know that it's square to Saturn, and Saturn and Neptune are traveling together at this time. Saturn being responsibility, Neptune being dreams. So this can be foggy. Neptune, when it's square any planet, makes things foggy, makes things hard to understand. You jump to conclusions. You're not understanding, what is being said, or people project onto you. They didn't quite hear what you had to say. So conversations can be emotionally loaded because of the water sign of Cancer, and wait before making firm decisions. So this is not a time to make big purchases or big decisions in your life. Monday, not a good decision day. It's a great day for creativity, for imagination, intuitive writing. It's very foggy day. Things are just not going to appear as they are. They're going to appear as you are. So there's going to be a lot of projection on this day. So really, again, if you're communicating something out to a group or to a masses, or your boss, or doing any work, being very clear in what you're trying to say, and notice where you get triggered, or you're noticing where someone else just doesn't seem to sit right with something that you mentioned, because you're going to want to clarify that. On Tuesday, June 10th, we have Mercury in conjunct to Pluto. This is not adding any benefit to getting clarity. This is still tension in the air, something that's misunderstood or unspoken. So the energy of Monday is going to kind of spill over into Tuesday. So, everything in the weather is an opportunity. So in this opportunity is to be very clear in your communication, to check for understanding, to write things as if you were speaking to someone who doesn't quite understand all the nuances of what you're trying to explain. So this is going to help you to really be honest and self-reflect and uncover hidden truths of what is coming up for you. This is going to bring up patterns. Remember, it said that Scorpio moon is setting us up for this week. What has been misunderstood or unspoken? Pay attention to what feels off, and choose presence over pushing. I feel like that's a big one. Choose presence over pushing. On Monday, June 11th, the energy is built up to this very potent full moon happening at 3:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 1:44 a.m. Mountain D time, whatever, Mountain Time, and then around 12:44 a.m. on Wednesday the 11th for Pacific Time. So it's happening very early Wednesday morning. And this full moon, so the full moon means the sun is opposite the sign of the moon. And so the sun is in Gemini, and the moon, that's at 20 degrees of Gemini, and the moon is exactly at 20 degrees of Sagittarius, making this a full moon in Sag. So full moon in Sag tends to be a good manifesting moon. It's one that you're sort of looking to see what's happening. You're taking stock of what happened the last time the moon was new in Sagittarius, which was December 1st, 2024. So if you look back on what intention you set in December 2024, likely one that was optimistic, forward-looking. It's wanting to create something. It wants to elevate knowledge. It wants to explore, right? Sagittarius is the sign of adventure, of travel, cross-cultural pursuits, philosophy, higher education. So this is a time when you are wanting to see, what did you learn? What did you learn since December 1st? What have you elevated in your life? What knowledge, what have you gained from your recent travels since December 1st, 2024? And what's happening in this moon, we call it a square, because on a square to the moon, the sun and the moon are the nodes of the moon. The nodes of the moon sit opposite each other in the exact opposite signs, and they're always traveling opposite each other. So the north node is our karmic destiny, where we are moving towards as a collective. And the south node is our karmic past, what we are leaving behind, what the universe is encouraging us to, we've learned the lesson, now we get to move on and take the lesson, but leave all the crap that you were taking along with the lesson. So these nodes are square to the sun and moon. And so this forms a square, or a grand cross, as they call it. And this is a mutable cross. All of the signs are mutable. So we've got the north node in Pisces. And Pisces North Node is, are you going after your dreams? Are you here for spiritual evolution? How are you evolving spiritually in your life? What are you transcending? What are you learning about yourself in the universe? What are you healing? Pisces rules all those things: healing, transcendence, spirituality, empathy, compassion, healing, right? So all of those things are, where are we going as a collective? How are we healing? Right? And in order to heal, we have to release. The opposite, the south node of the moon, is in Virgo. Virgo, when we're releasing analytical, over analyzing, being stuck in analysis paralysis, being over detailed. We don't move until we have every single detail in place. It doesn't work like that. You have to take faith. You have to take a step with faith and realize the universe is going to fill in the how. Also, it's about releasing perfectionism. Oof. This one has been loud in my life. As a Virgo, this is moving through a very important part of my chart. And I have just been noticing time and time again where I'm like, no, I've released perfectionism. Have you? Have you? And I keep hearing, no, you really haven't. Right? I thought I did. So this square is going to bring up for the collective is, are you moving in the direction of your dreams? Listening to your soul, releasing perfectionism and having to get it right and do it like everybody else has, and going forth with the little information that you have, or the bits of information that continue to flow in as you take your steps. Literally what it means. So look back on what intention you set on December 1st. That's going to give you some clarity of what has that come to fruition. What have you noticed in your life since then? It's a powerful full moon. It is one where I would say it's probably not a great one to charge crystals. That square is bringing up a lot of challenge. So if you're charging moon water, you're charging your crystals, the energy of that challenge, the energy of this, like, step up and be in your spiritual truth and release perfectionism is going to come in. So if you don't mind that, no problem. Right? But it's really going to amplify where you have been holding to perfectionism, where you've been holding to analysis paralysis. It's going to amplify that in your life. I personally feel like I've got enough amplification in my life. I don't need more. So I don't do that stuff for me. But if you want to play with it and see how it works for you, go right ahead. So freedom through truth, releasing limiting patterns, and karmic integration. It's time to release outdated beliefs, embrace clarity, and commit to your growth plan. This full moon is asking you to commit to your growth in whatever that is. And it's not going to be, I just heard Spirit say, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Where you want to go, what you want to do with your life, whether that's in your career or your relationships or your travel, or the way you spend your money or how you express yourself, is not going to be understanding to everyone in your life. And it can't be, because it's your dream, not theirs. It's your inner nudges, not theirs. So noticing where that's coming up for you, and how can you bring people along on the journey with kindness, or say, I'm going to leave you here for a time. When you're ready, you can join me or not. But I love you no matter what. Thank you for the wonderful memories, right? You cannot not live your life because somebody doesn't like what you're doing. And you have to understand that when you take your last breath, are you going to be so happy that you listen to everyone else in your life? Or are you going to be so happy that you did the thing and you had the experience of it, good or bad? It led you to the path of success at some point because your soul was taking you down that path. You had to explore it. You didn't die before having that exploration. We think we have forever, and what's been coming up for me and so many people around me is that we don't. You don't know when your last breath is going to be. So it's got to be now, that you go after your dreams and you take one small step today to make that happen. The next major aspect is on Sunday, June 15th, and it is Mars square to Uranus. This is a week of squares, okay? So lots of challenge, lots of things coming up to integrate. So Mars square to Uranus is very unexpected. Expect the unexpected. It's very volatile. It's electrified. It can lead to breakthroughs or blow-ups. Right. So it depends on, are you reacting or are you responding? Are you being present or are you pushing? Right? You get to choose between these energies. Mars in Leo is very fiery. So when we have this aspect, usually in the world, there tends to be a lot of seismic energy or a lot of solar flares around that time. You're like, how does astrology predict solar flares and earthquakes? It's crazy pants, right? It's energy. It's energy. So notice around Wednesday, so I even say Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, notice where things are very volatile in your world. This is very volatile energy, depending on how it's handled, right? Tensions can build and you can resist change. So flexibility is the key. There's something trying to move right now in your life. Channel restlessness into bold, innovative action. This energy also requires you to work out your energy before you go to bed. So if you have restless energy, especially if you're a generator or manifesting generator, if you know human design, you'll know what you are. If you don't know, it's okay. Just think of it as if you have a lot of energy to burn off. If this energy comes into your life and you haven't burnt it off, you will burn it off on other people. You become very restless and you become very agitated. So you really, especially on Sunday, I would say Saturday, Sunday, Monday, work out that energy, do something productive. If you want to weed your garden or go for a hike or go for a walk, a very vigorous walk, or go to the gym, take a punching class or a kickboxing class, and get this energy out of you for the sake of everyone around you. Sanity. And then on Sunday, June 15th, we have Jupiter square to Saturn. Jupiter is a planet of expansion, optimism, good luck. In Cancer, it's making us very intuitive, very sensitive, amplifying safety in the home and what we hold dear. And Saturn in Aries is asking to be a leader and step into your dreams and making things go. What are you being responsible for? Where are you being the boss in your life? And let's get going. So this aspect brings a tug of war between growth and responsibility. Jupiter wants to grow. Saturn wants you to do it with responsibility. So you can be caught between this emotional expansion and practical limits. I want to go on a trip and enjoy myself. And Saturn's like, but do you have the money? Like, you have responsibilities here. You have a job. You have family. You have people depending on you. You can't just up and leave. So, there's an example of those two energies at play. Creating boundaries and supporting your vision. This is why this is happening, is that Saturn is trying to help you to grow with longevity. It's trying to help you grow responsibly, right? To put parameters and safety around what it is you want to grow and how you want to grow it. Growth without safety is just like Cancer. Like, it's just growing without boundary. It doesn't even know what it wants. And so these two planets can help each other to create expansion with longevity. If you create it, like if you are mindfully intentional about what you're creating now and what you want to expand. So you feel caught between that emotional expansion and practical limits. If your dreams feel delayed, remember the structure supports sustainability. So everything is being created on purpose in right timing. If you feel like you're not being right timed, I hate to say it, but you're wrong. Like, everything is going to happen in right and perfect time. Create boundaries to support your vision. If you feel frustrated or you have a fear of failure, that's also that Virgo tendency coming in here. It's time to release that and say, okay, what do I know is certain? What future do I want to create? What do I know is inevitable? And start to live in more of those certainties versus the uncertainty, because you really don't know, right? Virgo wants certainty. And Pisces is like trust. Just trust that inner vision is going to come together, right? Have your vision, trust the process. We say that a lot in manifestation and spirituality, and it's going to really be loud this week. So hold the vision, my friends, trust the process, allow the universe to fill in the how. You don't have to know all the how. Just allow yourself to go in the direction of your dreams while creating safety, taking one step at a time, and know that everything is working out for you. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Story of Spirit podcast. I hope you have found inspiration, support, and practical insights to help you align with your soul-led purpose and live a life that sets your soul on fire. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your support helps us to reach more listeners and continues to provide valuable content. I sincerely appreciate every share, and I know it is how most people find me. It is because caring people like you have shared me with them at the right and perfect time. For more resources, insights, and to connect with our community, please visit us at www.shetellstory.com and follow us on Instagram at SheTellStory. Remember, your journey to a more aligned and vibrant life is just the beginning, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep shining your beautiful light. This is She Tells Story, signing off from the Story of Spirit podcast. Here's the legalese that's required by our lawyers. This podcast and the YouTube channel represents the opinions of She Tells Story and her guests to the show. The content should not be taken as medical, psychological, or financial advice. This series is informational and entertainment purposes only. Because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional, your mental health dream team, your financial advisor, or anyone else that's an expert in the field in where you are thinking of making big choices in your life.